Boxing King Media in association with Boxraw. A rare interview today with Tam Khan. I normally interview boxing personalities, but I've seen your growth over the last few years, and I've always thought I'd love to speak to that guy because you speak really well. You seem like you've got a lot of life experience, and I think people may learn from our interview from you as a person and how you've kind of changed your life for the better. I would say, is that a fair assessment?
I think that's very complimentary. Thank you for that. It's a pleasure. Yeah, a lot of people might be commenting saying, "Who's this guy? Why is he talking on boxing? He's got a nose like a punch bag. I never heard of him." But yeah, alhamdulillah. I'm actually involved in the boxing industry myself. So a lot of people don't know, but I do more of the exhibition YouTube boxing now. But we made some semi-pro and pro shows back in the day, trying to build boxing in the region of UAE, especially Dubai. I started with mixed martial arts, and we delved into boxing and kickboxing, just trying to bring combat sport up because then it helps enable that domino effect. So yeah, just trying to do my best every day, at my age.
I think most people will recognise your face, and first thing they'll probably think is Andrew Tate. We're gonna come to Tate, later on in the interview. But I just want to speak about yourself initially. Obviously, you're British, an expat living in Dubai. You've got Afghan background, and you basically gambled, left your life behind in the UK, and decided to set up in the UAE. A gamble, I'm guessing, paid off, but you must have had some serious struggles. I know you've covered a lot of the stuff before, but Tam, could you just tell us about some of the more difficult struggles where you've kind of thought, you know what, I'm probably going to have to just going back to England?
It's like anything, whatever industry you do or you're involved in, you need to take those risks, because if it was easy, everyone would be successful in whatever they do, whether it's filmmaking like yourself, athletes, performing at a high level in boxing or mixed martial arts, same as in business. So I actually left at a time in the UK where I felt everything was repetitive. I have good friends and good people I stay in contact with, but they were staying in the same kind of world, which I didn't like, holding people back. And I always had vision. As a young age, I always wanted to drive a certain car or live in a certain house, not for gloating reasons, shown off, but I thought, why can't I have that? Why can't I be on a beach or in a nice sunny place, or, convertible roof down, or like little things, your aspirations as a kid. And then when Dubai was booming in the news at that time, it was like the place to be, 2005, 2006. So I came on holiday a few times, and being a Muslim, alhamdulillah, as you know, it's just something different when you're in a country which is very westernized but Islamic, where you hear the call to prayer, all the food's halal. You can live the best of both worlds, but you don't have to see that kind of haram things in your face every day. So it's just much more easier. And I thought, I'm not married, no kids. I'm at an age where if I don't try now, I'll never try. And I was sitting in a place called Basildon High Street, which a lot of your viewers might know of. It's not the most fancy of places, but it's home. I'm from a place called Canvey Island. A lot of people won't even heard of. We call it The Rock. And it looks like Hawaii, it doesn't, but I call it Hawaii. And I was there, and I was in this high street called Basildon. And I thought, I was looking around, and at the time, like, I'm ugly as it is. Everyone was just ugly, grey, gloomy. It was at dark. It was like 4:30 p.m. dark, and I thought, what? I'm going to pack up and go to Dubai, and I've got an idea to set up a certain industry in mixed martial arts. If it doesn't work, I'll come back. I've got no kids. I've got no responsibilities. I'm not married. And I did, and I left in early 2008, and I guess it's nearly, how many years, 15 years or something plus, and I'm still here. So alhamdulillah, God's been good. Been a lot of ups and downs, but like in anything in life, if it's easy, everyone will do it. You're going to have a lot of tests and trials, but that's what makes you a stronger man, a better man. It's not about the financial rewards, it's about overcoming obstacles, and it toughens you and gives you that blueprint on how to raise your kids, how to be a leader in your workplace, and how to pass it on to the next generation. So many ups and downs, times where I've made a lot of money, times where I've had nothing in my pocket, but I'm blessed, alhamdulillah. Thank God for everything, because it's made me who I am, and it humbles you,
You touched on having a lot of downs. Everyone has a down that you'd never ever forget. Everyone's got that. People watching this now will always remember that the worst down. What was the worst down for you?
The worst, I wouldn't say on camera. It was something personal in the family. That was my worst time ever, because family, and it's a different kind of love, involves family members. But only recently, a few years ago, I had a dispute with a landlord. My business closed down, temporarily. My event stalled, personal problems. It felt like a domino effect. One thing went, then bang, 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 bang. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, have I got a spell on me? Someone done black magic? What is going on? Like, everything at one point just went boom. But a lot of people cower, can run away, stress, faced it head on, regrouped, stay close to God, whichever religion or ethnicity you are. I believe meditation or praying, it helps a lot, it helps you in the inner mind. And I just stayed focused, and alhamdulillah, like, in a way, it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because I've come back so much stronger in all my kind of projects and businesses, to the point where even like a few days ago, every day I wake up, alhamdulillah, like it's just a dream. Like, all my goals and like aspirations are coming true to fruition. And it's like, sometimes you think, what do I do to deserve this? Like, I'm nothing. Like, why is God being good to me? And obviously it's also hard work and just being in the right place, networking, and being in the right time, right place at the right time. At the same time, I'm always, on it and working on the ball. And I just feel like it's not even about money. I just enjoy it. It keeps me busy, whether it's been in my gym or working on other projects I've got, or the VIP networking club. I like being around people, seeing what they do, meeting, achieving targets. When an event comes, I like a lot of the guys who you're talking to on a daily schedule and a daily basis, you'll see putting on events is the hardest thing in the world. Like, when I watch these boxing shows, I know what goes behind closed doors on stage, and all the work that goes into production, the lights, the trust. And it's hard, but it's a rush. I can't explain. So I enjoy that. I've got a show coming up in July, and I love the whole running around, hustling to do that, from production to camera work to lights to sound to who's on the fight card to marketing. So everything what keeps you busy, I think, an idle mind's a devil's playground, as my nan used to say. So keep busy, keep working, and something always comes to fruition. Even if it's not financially, you'll feel good internally for something that you achieved,
Just touching on what you've said there, you've had your downs, and then looking at where you've got to now, I had a tour of your gym, and people can see behind me, you've got a rooftop swimming pool, amazing facility. So you've gone past all the downs, and you've gone and completed something pretty remarkable for an expat to come here, set up an established business. And like you said, you told me off camera, you've got boxers from the UK contacting you, wanting to train here. It's pretty big. You must be proud. I'm guessing your family are proud of what you've accomplished.
Yeah, we're South Asian, so in our community, I don't think our parents are always like, we're proud of you, It's kind of like, everything's like, as long as you're praying, you're eating, having your meals. I'm 42 years old, married with kids, but my mum will check in, have you eaten your food? I'm 42, like, of course. So, you know how it is, it's that culture. So, alhamdulillah, like, everything's relative. For me, alhamdulillah, I'm blessed, I'm proud of what I've achieved, but to other people, it might be small. To someone, it'll be like inventing a social media kind of platform, or putting on a world title fight, or building your own house. Everything's relatable, So for me, whatever your internal piece is, or whatever industry you're in, or whatever your hobby is, that's where you should, as long as you feel good yourself, it doesn't matter what others think. Your family will support you, whatever. If they're loving and they're true family, some fighters will be becoming a European champion, a British champion, an Olympian, a world champion. Everyone's got their own aspirations. Some will be to make money. So for me, I've never looked for admiration or people to say, oh wow, well done. I just do when I feel good. I'm here hands-on every day. I'll check whether something needs refurbishment. If the service is good, I like to see people who travel around the world, how happy and their reviews are. And yeah, many athletes from UFC to world-class boxing have reached out to come here, and it's a blessing. Even lately I was in touch with Conor Benn. An open invite. I said, look, you're going to maybe fight in Abu Dhabi, the rumours were, use it as camp. So I'm a big fan of his work. I think he's from Essex too, which I like. I'm a bit older, but we've got mutual friends, and I know people get stick for a lot of stuff in the media, but when that happens, I like to reach out to people more, because I've been there. I know how bad the media can be, how manipulating they are, and I've got my friend, as you know, Andrew Tate, and I just don't like people to be bullied and vilified. So I'll open a invitation to him, inshallah he takes that, because I think the rumours are they'll be fighting maybe September, October. Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. I think it'll be a huge fight. I was looking forward to the first time. So yeah, it's open to anyone who wants to come, any athlete, any industry, to use the camp. We've got boxing bags, combat room, boxing rings, MMA cages, fully equipped gym, conditioning area. We've even got a Hammam steam room coming, swimming pool, nutrition corner. So for all those professional athletes, it's a perfect place to be honest.
But the funniest thing is, on my flight here, the guy sat next to me. We were just talking about what he was planning to do. One of the things he said was he wanted to come to your gym just by chance.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, the perks of social media, there's negativity and there's perks. The negativity is all the trolls, the ghost account who abuse you, mock your big nose or this, that, which is funny, and you've got to take it with a pinch of salt. But the positivity is you can reach an audience which you couldn't have through normal marketing, from flyers in the old days when I started. And alhamdulillah, like, it's got because it's very Instagrammable, we've got the outdoor section, which is like Venice Beach in California. So yeah, I get people from around the world come by, and for me that's real. That's a real successful part of being here, because when I see someone travel from Australia, USA, South Africa, Japan, India, Russia, and they come and say, we've heard the gym, we wanted to come here, and they do YouTube or Instagram kind of posts on it, and they tag it, and they leave happy, my job's done, you know. That's when I'm really feeling, you know, I've done a good job.
That's the craziest thing. You're getting people not just from the UK, because we're concentrating on the UK, but like you said, they're different parts of the world, and that just shows the work you've done. And just touching on the media there, it's interesting you say that, you know, what you said about Conor. Having met him, I personally judge people on how they are when you meet them. With regards to what you do content creation wise, you kind of report on whatever's been reported, because sometimes the media do get labelled as being like overly negative, but as long as you're reporting what's been said and you're not pushing a narrative, I personally will always report whatever's been said and always point out the 2 points of the argument. And I think that some people have not done that with Conor, but I think the ones that have done that, and I think he's seen that, and he's kind of just kept it cool with them.
Look, it's easy. I saw an interview, I think, with Eddie Hearn, and he said it'd be easy for me to kick him to the curb, jump on the bandwagon, but he's not. He's supporting him, and he'll get more stick by the media for supporting him. They'll be saying, "Oh, you're supporting him, you're covering up." But then I respect the man more, because I saw with Andrew Tate, and everyone loves you, you're the champion, but when you lose or you have an incident, whichever it could be, there's many reasons why that could have happened. People think it's simple, it's not. They vilify you, they want to run you down, and then they wonder why poor people like Carolyn Flack ended up killing themselves. They wonder why. They abuse people. You don't understand what I get, and I'm not even a celebrity like that. I can imagine what Conor Benn and these guys that abuse get, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, show support. He's a young athlete. He's bringing entertainment to your screens. Probably one of the most exciting fighters of recent years coming from Britain. A finisher, got the charisma on the mic, off the mic, in the ring. And they don't do justice. They say they support athletes, they love boxing. Oh, we're there, we're paying your bills, as they say, the fans and the media. But at the same time, you're vilifying them. I think journalism has gone to a point where you get outlets like yourself. That's why I did an interview with you, who are neutral and you'll just pick up the news. But nowadays, journalists think they're FBI. They think they come and vilify someone. You're not, you're just a journalist. And they need to know their role in a way and say, look, all you got to do is report on what is the facts, ask the questions, and let the public or whatever have their verdict like they do anyway. But you're not there to come out and vilify someone or question them, because they don't even need to do interviews with you. It's not a legal necessity. And I think I see it a lot now, and why I have more respect for people like Conor and anyone who gets bad press, even Amir Khan, because I've seen it with Andrew and I've seen how nasty it is, where it was coming on me. They were doing hit pieces on me for supporting him. Then I realised, wait, there's something messed up here. And then they wonder why young males are having suicidal thoughts. When you're going to get on the back of celebrities people aspire to, then you wonder why the average man can't handle it. You're looking at a championship boxer who's training, who's luckily got warrior spirit, but any man, it can get to you and it can really ruin them. So the journalists and the media outlets have to take responsibility of how they do press, because sometimes it's too much, man. And I'm in Dubai, I don't see it fully there, but I watch a lot of YouTube and you guys' channels, and I see the headlines and they sit on these talk shows and it's just this. Yet when he fights, they're all like that. Can I have a picture, can I have a selfie, can I watch you? And they wonder why guys have rage. When Mike Tyson used to flip at the media, oh, he's an a-hole, why do you do that? No, don't poke a tiger. That's a grown-ass man. That's a man with high testosterone, a man who trains 24/7. Why are you poking them and you don't expect a reaction? It's like going to a dog and teasing it. They're going to bite back. So I think the media has to take responsibility in that, you know?
100%. And again, not defending the media, I think it's a difficult one, because sometimes you have to put a title. Say if you come and said some sort of glorified quote, I might use that as the title for this video, but once you click on it and you actually see the content in itself, you'll see that it's neutral. So sometimes you've got to glamorize the title, because otherwise people don't click. So it's a weird one, but as long as what's in the video is completely neutral and there's two sides explained, and I think we kind of meet in the middle there.
No, clickbait, I understand. I'm in social media world. I've delved in podcasts, everything. That's true. But if you look lately with the PHILLIP Schofield thing and the Andrew Tate, BBC interviewed both men. PHILLIP Schofield, very distressed with his mother, PHILLIP Schofield, when he's been proven to be caught. Andrew Tate's been accused and not one bit of evidence for over a year and a half. The misogynist, this, that, the titles. So just when you look at the titles, and I believe people are giving me a lot of stick on this, it's a deep root side of racism, in my opinion. And people will say, oh, here we go again. I'm not pulling out cards. I mean, that's life. But Andrew Tate's mixed race become Muslim. Ever since then, it's that. When you had Jimmy Savile or Prince Andrew and these guys doing everything, no one cares. Why? I wonder why. Conor Benn gets it, but let's go back. I love Canelo. Canelo had certain things happen to him. He's a hero still. So why don't you use the same energy you use on Conor Benn on Canelo or other athletes, you know? So it's hypocritical and it annoys me. Sometimes I think, is it erasing? What is the reason why? And it makes me wonder sometimes, maybe it is.
Is it fair to say that only minorities recognise that? I think some people do recognise it no matter what background you're from. But in the main, I feel like from speaking to minorities recognise the racism in the media, and non-minorities don't generally. Is it fair to say that?
Yeah, bro, because look, I used to fight professional MMA since 2003-04. That's before social media. People knew about it. They'd announce your name in the ring, people go, my brother boxed amateur. He won the Euro Box Cup, like he was quite a high-level amateur. They're racing. When they'd announce his name, the crowd would laugh. Like, if he'd lose fights purely because of colour of his skin. He was literally just went through puberty, had a strand of hair, then make him shave as he's walking out. Not before, not notify him. Little tricks, you know, like I saw it on that level in the southeast. And now it's good, like, alhamdulillah, there's a lot of different ethnicities, but bro, I was raised in the 90s in Essex. I've seen it all. And it's not, they're mean to be racist, it's just education, the way it is. If it's in the media, what do you expect the common man to be like? So I've been through there, so yeah, I see it all. UK's home, I love England, there's some great people, and look, it's not that it's racist, but in certain industries, the media still paint people with a certain brush, and it's got to stop because, again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. This is my opinion, but why didn't Canelo get the same heat Conor Benn's got? It says it all. Let's not go about what the substance is, the levels, this, that, because we can go on about that for years. Does it make you a better boxer? Does it? What does it take? People don't even know what steroids is. Like, there's so many different things. Some people lose fat. Some people do it to fix their hormones. Some people have high levels naturally. Who knows what the facts are? No one knows. It's just flag. Doesn't mean anything. My point is, Canelo is a hero, which I love him. I respect him for being one of the best pound-for-pound boxers in the world. But where's the hate to him when he got flagged for something? They believed his story, but with Conor Benn, no. So I wonder why. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to get stick in the comments. I'm not about race. My wife's white. My kids are mixed race. I'm born in England, favourite country on earth. I'll always be thankful for everything given. But you've got to call it what it is and what I see it as. And I'm like that. I'm open-minded, you know.
I think a fair conclusion on this would be, you know, we've seen in the past, and this is fact, you've seen terrorist attacks in America where, let's just say it's an Arab that's done it, and you will see the word terrorism labelled straight away. But when it's been a non-Arab, you've seen the mental health card, and you can just Google that and you'll see millions of headlines in recent times where there's been school shootings and mental health has always been the blame, but it's not a terrorist attack.
We know this has been going on since pre-9/11. Every Muslim's a terrorist, every white man's got mental health problems. You see in the black community, they're vilified a lot. Thuggish, the criminal, aggressive black man. But when it's a white man, oh no, self-defense. He was having a bad day, depression. And it's got to stop, because then you wonder why the next generation have no respect, they have no care, because they feel vilified. It's not an excuse for crime at all, no. There's many aspects which come to that. The first being economical, like the way the UK is going down the pan, but there's a big problem. You can see it with the Savile thing, Schofield, Prince Andrew, Epstein, Harvey Weinstein. Then compare that to Andrew Tate. He's got no proof on him, yet this. Why? Mixed race. For me, it's always been a race thing. Look at what Bill Cosby gets, but look at what Jeffrey Epstein got. Look what Prince Andrew gets, but look what R. Kelly gets. Give them the same heat. Why not? You know, PHILLIP Schofield, everyone's feeling sorry for himself now. They're like, oh, poor guy. Allah knows best, God forbid. We don't know the facts behind it. But at least the energy's so clean towards him. If that was any man of any other ethnicity or any other colour background, literally, bro, he'd kill himself by now.
I think the key factor, and I'll leave it on this, is it's the media, not Joe Public, that do this, and it's the people that pull the strings at the top, and that leads me on to. I noticed recently, a while ago, your TikTok account got closed because I'm guessing you posted Andrew Tate content, and that's a good example of how the people at the top can just kind of pull whatever they want from social media. I'll give you an example. I had a video removed off TikTok where it was Eddie Hearn talking about Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate wasn't in the video. He was just talking about him. It wasn't even positive. It was just a neutral opinion about something, and the video got removed because it was about Andrew Tate.
Yeah, I've had actually three accounts, and it's a shame because TikTok was good for marketing, but it is what it is. I'll never be silenced. Andrew, I see him as a brother. People know how far back we go, and for me, I do that to anyone who's close to me and support, because I know the truth. I know it's all BS, and unfortunately, he's been vilified. He's already been stamped guilty without any due diligence, any trial, anything, any evidence. And and you can see how it's connected to social media platforms and the media, where you defend him, you're seen as a misogynist. I get abused 24/7. I get abused all the time, all my socials, to the point where I deleted all my kids' pictures on Twitter because I didn't want people going out, making derogatory comments and getting it personal. So it's unfortunate, but the media is to blame. It's not the public, because look, if you got, like, for example, the Sun newspaper, why do people in Liverpool hate it? Because how they gave them such a bad rap back in the day, how they were so abusive and disrespectful. It was a Sun. So the whole country reads that and believes it. So these media outlets and tabloids have got to take responsibility. And then they all do a sob story when the guy tops himself or the woman kills herself from the stress and media pressure, and they go, oh, bless them, and they do a few minutes silence and a few videos. No, you're to blame for this. So people have to take accountability. Everyone's just human. Not everyone's so hard-nosed and can take it. I'm quite like, alhamdulillah, I'm blessed where nothing phases me in that way, But a lot of people are not like that. So I think everyone's got to take responsibility, and they need to really monitor the media's kind of headlines and what they say and what they portray. And if, like the UAE, there's a strong defamation act, which is amazing. You cannot just say, you are this, you are that. You get arrested, you can get a big fine or jailed. I think the UK needs to adopt that, because people can just make a lie from anything. And then if it's got a good following, it spreads like wildfire. That's it. People believe it.
Definitely so, Tam. Moving on, Andrew, one of the things I want to ask you is, and obviously your face was like seen by millions of people around the world, and this is every corner of the world, when we saw yourself and Andrew go to the mosque for that first time, when we saw Andrew praying. Could you just tell me, leading up to that moment, did he kind of already decide that he was going to become Muslim, or was it just a case of just go there and see how you feel type of thing? What was the conversation leading up to that visit to the mosque? Because you knew the amount of media he was going to get on that.
Yeah, he was always interested, and funny enough, people are going to be like, oh, this guy is so arrogant, cloud chasing. No, we were sitting in a cigar room with Steven Seagal. This is a true story. I'm not throwing names, but it's a funny story. And as kids, we love Steven Seagal, Van Damme, so Andrew's a big fan, so I said, come, we're going to meet Steven Seagal, we're chilling, talking stories about movies, Aikido, he loves all that, Cigars, and we're talking about Islam. I'm always talking about Islam. I like to just speak the good sides to friends, non-Muslims. I've got a lot of non-Muslim friends, and if I can do my bit, I'll try and help them, And I was just saying a little story how you could get a bag of 10 million, 20 million, $30 million now. Go to any Deliveroo or labour worker who's Muslim, give it to him and say, denounce Allah, denounce the Prophet Muhammad, peace be on him. Denounce Islam on this camera, he won't do it. I go, what other religion or faith does that? And Andrew was like, you're right, I said, bro, that's a belief we have instilled. I said, you know what, I want to take you to a mosque one day just to feel how it feels, bowing your head something more powerful, and just that kind of zen, that kind of meditation kind of feeling, praying. He goes, dude, bro, I want to convert as it is, let's go. And I was like, well, so I thought, I didn't pick up anything from it. I thought he was just saying that. A few days later, it was UFC. It was a Saturday night because it was a UFC Abu Dhabi, and we were going to go to a local shop, like a restaurant to watch. Picks me up in his famous car, go to the mosque, we pray. Everything's good. You can see the nur, which is light in his face. He feels good, he's enjoying. It's just me and him and a worker, like a cleaner. And I said to him, look, I'm going to film this one. He goes, why? People are going to say this and that. I said, don't worry, it's me. Everyone thinks negative of you, women, cars, drink, all this. Let's do something positive for the youth. I got this cleaner to film it, post it went viral, and then alhamdulillah, God brings you to whatever you're meant to be. So it's not me or anyone, it was him, and he wanted to become Muslim and God made him. And then from there, it went viral, crazy. And after that, I see another side of abuse he was getting. But, oh, you're using the Muslim community using this. And I'm thinking, so all those people say he uses Islam to get views or likes. Let me tell you, he's in court in Romania, a very East European country with a huge history of Islamophobia, a huge history of it, yeah? A very Orthodox Christian country, which is respectful. I respect all religions. He walks with the Holy Quran in his arms to a court in an Orthodox Christian country. How in any way is that going to benefit his case, except make it worse? So you're telling me he's doing that for likes and views? It's surprising when the Muslim community go against him too. So yeah, like I was there, and alhamdulillah, as a brother, I'm happy he became Muslim, and speak to him daily. He's a great guy, his whole family, his brother, his cousin Luke, and inshallah, justice will be served. He'll be free soon, I'm praying, because he's done nothing wrong, and it's a matter of just being too powerful for your own good, too influential, and when that comes, we've seen it in history with the Michael Jacksons and certain people. They can't, it's not the old days where they can come out and assassinate you like JFK. Nowadays it's different. Assassinate someone's character, and I feel like they're trying to do that with him, but it's going against them. They're kind of martyring him, so I think just be free, be fair, and let the guy go. You've got no evidence since April 2022. What you're going to find in this next few weeks, there's nothing.
Sorry about that. We've had to come indoors because the camera's overheated outside. So we'll pick up where we left off. And I think we were just talking about, you was saying how the media have been against Andrew and the fact that you feel because he's mixed race and he's become Muslim, they've kind of targeted that about him. Just want to go back to Tam. You know, you spoke about the moment you guys went to the mosque and you obviously prayed together. Just tell me, at the point of where he decided he was going to become Muslim, like how did that? Just tell me about that day, how it went, and how
he always was going to become Muslim. It was in him. Like if you see him for the years building up, all the posts he would do was promoting Islam, certain aspects of it. So I always knew it was in him. Even before that, I was telling a friend years back. I post stories. I'm always, you know, my stories. If you follow me on Instagram, reminders and a little hadith and Quranic verses. I just do it for myself, a reminder, and just a lot of young kids, you know, just to say, look, that wannabe gangster crap, it's embarrassing. Follow Islam. Don't be ashamed. And he'd always like, you know, when you see the reactions, it has hearts. It was always Andrew liking all of those. So I was always thinking, that's strange, like a non-Muslim liking all this. So I knew it was in him. And yeah, like as we believe, God will give it to anyone who it's in his heart. Allah will make it happen. Whether you push them or you ask them or people read as much as they want, if it's in them, they're going to become a Muslim, and or whichever faith they do. And yeah, then from there we went, posted it, it went crazy viral. We didn't realize the repercussions. It would be that in depth. And then, yeah, from there, I made a group with a brother of mine from London, Shamsi. He does DOS Dawah. He does Dawah to non-Muslims listening. It's like a preacher, goes around talking. He's got good knowledge. So we have a WhatsApp group, and he just send material. We're talking in there, and then take him to Friday prayers, which also in itself was very hard. Going to a public mosque with Andrew, you think people are place worship, but you're praying and you see people looking like side-eye, just staring. And as soon as a prayer finishes, running over like bum, 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 picture. So it's kind of annoying because you want the guy to be in peace in certain places, and we drive to certain quiet masjids and mosques. But yeah, look, I'm happy. He's in a good place, obviously mentally, but this really put him on a back burner. And I think as a Muslim and devout Muslim, I believe every obstacle, good or bad, is from God, Allah we say, and every test is from God to show you, come close to me, pray, and I'll overcome this, or take the worst extreme route, using vices as people do, drugs, alcohol, and just like hide in your anger away, or face it up front and come to God and say, look, I need your help. And as Muslims, as you know, we believe that truly. I've been there. We've all it's not comparable. Everyone's had their own circumstances, but everything's relevant, you know. Everything's relevant, and everyone's had their low times. You've got Conor Benn now. I saw Eddie Hearn interview recently. He said how it's not as bad as you always portray. I really like what he said. It's true. Your mind will play with you. It's never as bad as you really think. You know, it's you're still alive. You've still got your limbs. Some of you, like to a certain extent, I'm talking about a majority of people have family members, this and that. It's always worse mentally. So you got to that's why Islam helps a lot. When you pray, you read certain verses of the Quran, you speak to people of knowledge, and it helps you overcome that mental aspect. Once you overcome that, then it's like, okay, I feel calmer now. Let me see how I can tackle this. Let's get to work. What do I do to make my life better, improve it, and get back? So, for example, Conor Benn, he'll be spiritual. He's Christian, I think. He'll be whatever he has to do to get his mind straight. Now he's like, let me get back in the gym, let me do what I can. I can't change what they're going to say, but let me stay in shape, let me be ready, and then when it comes time, I'll just let my fist do the talking. So like, everyone's different, but that's truly what I believe in. I believe the mind's the strongest tool, but also can be your weakest and your biggest enemy. So that's why I believe everyone should have faith, whatever religion or God, or meditate, because all the money, all the cars, all the private jets, all the yachts, after you do that, what's next? There's always a better one, there's always a better, richer guy, there's always a stronger guy, there's always a more famous guy, more handsome guy. So you've got to think outside the circle and have a base where it humbles you. Now that's what religion is for me, and it should be for everyone, you know.
100% I agree with that, Tam. Could you share, because I always see, like we saw the interview Andrew did with the BBC the other day, and they've always tried to portray negative stories and how he's a negative influence on young men. I'm sure you will have had an experience of a young man approaching you with a positive story, and there's probably loads. Could you share one with me that sticks out to you, that a positive story on the back end of the Andrew Tate influence?
Bro, I can say thousands. Believe me, I swear thousands. I'm nothing. I'm just your average Joe. I get fan mail because of him. I get people proposing to marriage for him, through me. I'm not his dad, you know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. They're like, I want to marry Andrew, can you send me this? I start laughing. But honestly, I've got a staff member who works in reception. His name's Kai. I'm not sure if he's on the shift now or in the afternoon. So my assistant came to me, goes, he came for an interview. He looks all smart, very nice guy, very smiley, which you need for customer service. And she asked him, well, like, why TK, why do you want to be here? Why do you want to be part of the gym? He said, honestly, I was feeling like a bum. I was playing computer games all the time, and I watched Andrew Tate, and I realized I should be successful. So I bought a shirt and trousers. I started dressing good. I wanted to be more successful, more groomed, work out. And I saw Andrew trained in your gym, and you know him, so I wanted to come work here. And I swear to you, since he's come here, he's hitting targets, getting commission, he's making more. Everyone loves him. He comes sometimes, shirts and trousers, looking smart. And my example is, he took a kid who was sitting there on a computer all night, probably eating cans of Coke, drinking cans of Coke, eating doner kebabs and McDonald's. Very kind of like elusive, no charisma, no kind of like confidence, to front desking one of the most busiest gyms in the region, meeting people, hitting sales targets, coming out of his shell. And that's just from Andrew Tate. And I'm nothing to do with Andrew Tate's real world or any of the courses he does. That's just a personal friend, and we're like close brothers. But I've seen the benefits of what it does. I've not looked into what it is about as much, but I see so many kids, young guys, like groomed well, dressed better than me, and they're all talking about hard work, being very respectful, shaking hands and training hard, and that's from what he's calling. So I can't see how's that negative anyway. I'd rather that than people like Lil Nas or Sam Smith dressing up in bondage and sexualizing kids. You tell me who's a bad one. So yeah, all props to him.
We've seen Peter Fury speak about that openly recently as well. It's crazy how the world's messed up and how different things are portrayed to us, and it's good to highlight that, as well as being a completely neutral content creator. And just to wrap up, Tam, I really appreciate your time today. You've got an influencer type boxing event coming up. I just want you just tell us what it's about, how people can watch it, and how they can get there or get involved.
Yeah, so I delve in a lot of professional athletes as well as exhibitions. I launched the first YouTube kind of boxing thing in Dubai 2-3 years ago called Social Knockout. We've got our third event coming up in July the 8th. We've got actually a boxer called Ty Mitchell. He's probably, a lot of the UK crowd will know him. It's Clifton Mitchell's son. He'll be making his exhibition debut. It's hard to get him fights in the UK, so we've got him here, some ex-MMA champion, kickboxing champion who wants to test his skills against him. We've got a few pros prelims, and then we go to the YouTubers and TikTokers. Why? Because honestly, it's enjoyable. It sells tickets, and all those promoters out there know how hard it is to fill these arenas or stadiums and cover the costs of putting a show on. There's no profit in it. It's just, I enjoy doing it. I love giving people a platform, a chance. We also bring artists from around the world. We've had people like DaBaby, Gigs, A Boogie. We're going to bring another international artist. Why? Just make it a whole gala kind of entertainment event for all the family. And yeah, July the 8th is coming. We had the trials this last June 3rd on Saturday in the gym. Over 80 fighters came trying to test their skills. Bouncer from Wicked and Bad Promotions was here, so everyone was loving it. It's just a good vibe, and get the kids off the street, get them off computer games, stay fit, whether it's for a hobby, professional reasons, let's get involved. And yeah, you're going to be able to watch it on EX Sports. Is a platform we've got here, a sports platform, and I'm sure it'll be restreamed on their YouTube channels and TikTok. I don't do pay-per-view, so wherever you find it, no problem, share it.
Definitely so. And if anyone wants to come to your gym, TK MMA Fit, it's easy to find. It's right next to JBR, which is quite a popular place with expats. Any instructions on that?
Yeah, Media City, just at tkmmafit.com, at tkmmafit on all social media platforms. And to everyone watching Boxing Media, if you like and comment this, even if you're abusing me and saying I'm ugly, no problem, and you show proof at the reception with your phone, I'll give you all a free week pass. So any of your viewers who like and comment, but have to prove it on this video, free week pass in the gym. So that's a value of 250 dirhams, which is 50 pounds. Yeah, 50 pounds. 50 pounds for nothing. Whilst you're on holiday, why not take it? You won't be disappointed, put it that way.
That's a pretty good deal. I'll put that on all the platforms, and I'm pretty sure people will jump on the YouTube and check out that deal. It's a great gym. You've got all the facilities. Tam, I appreciate your time and appreciate you welcoming to your gym and giving me your time. I appreciate that, brother.
Pleasure. Thank you, bro.
Thank you, and
Thank
I'll
you.
see you soon. Thank you.